Knock, knock. Are you downstairs? Should I come up to you, or will you come down here? I told you about leaving your door unlocked. You don't have to do that for me. I haven't lost my spare or anything. And that's a minute too long. Any number of dangerous individuals could have waltzed straight in. Come on. You should really consider your safety a higher priority, Saint. What are you laughing about? What? Would you rather I go back to referring to you by last name? I think Saint is plenty fitting for you. I do say so. The perfect nickname for the perfect person. Nothing less than the best for you. Now then, are you going to stop questioning me and come give me a hug already? I'll never get tired of being close to you like this. Feeling you tucked away safely in my arms. The fact that I can't spend every day with you honestly feels criminal. I'm aware it's my fault I haven't seen you in person in a while. I can own up to my shortcomings. There's no need to gently nudge the blame my way. I see we're sitting on the floor today. That's one way to get things done, I suppose. I know we haven't seen each other much lately, which, again, I know is my fault entirely. Messages and calls aren't quite the same as something like this. But work has been taking up most of my time. If I'm not busy handling personal affairs, I'm dealing with clients sending request after request to me. Why would I quit a job that's still providing me plenty? Danger is a construct, my dear friend. It's born from the possibility of harm and fear, both of which aren't concerns when you have skill and, well, more importantly, power. Aw, come on, Saint. I don't have to be invincible as long as I'm careful, and I think you've known me long enough to know that I always am. Being a courier allows me the most flexibility, especially given our classification. The only time Face pays attention to a dynamic is when they know enough parlor tricks. Telekinetic talent shouldn't be wasted on something as contrived as the department. If I'm going to use my abilities for something, it might as well at least be fun for me. It's only crime if you look too closely, Saint. What I do for a living is simply fulfill requests. Clients offer up a description for an item they're in search of, along with the pecuniary motivation they deem fitting. And, when the mood strikes me, I do a little bit of searching myself. If there's a dash of burglary involved along the way, what matters is that my client gets what they want. I may not fulfill every request, but nothing stops me when I take one on. I didn't earn the title of retriever overnight, and I've certainly proven I'm careful as I've been doing this for quite some time now without being caught. So, what I'm saying is that you have nothing to worry about. How long have we been best friends? That's right. And in all of that time, when have you seen me take on a challenge I knew I couldn't win? Exactly. I'm smart, Saint. Careful with everything that I do. If I thought I couldn't get away with it, I wouldn't do it in the first place. I'm not going anywhere, ever. That's never something you're gonna have to worry about, okay? I appreciate your concern, though. You've always had such a big heart. I'd almost argue the rest of the world doesn't deserve to see it, but, well, that wouldn't be fair to you now, would it? No, someone like you deserves the spotlight more than anything. I do mean that, Saint. I know you're meant for great things. It's only a matter of time before everyone else opens up their eyes and sees it too. How have you been holding up? I feel it's safe to assume this spread of sheet music has to do with your classes. Thought so. Could I look at it? I can't believe your brain knows how to convert all of this into something external. I know it's something you learned over time, but that doesn't make it any less remarkable. Are you adding notes to it? Makes sense. Here you go. Were you practicing before I got here? All day? Without a break? It doesn't count as a break if you're still making progress on what you were doing before, Saint. Your mind is still stuck in work mode. You need to take a step back. Trust me, it won't be forever, just long enough to be refreshing. We can go downstairs, maybe have something to drink, get your blood flowing and whatnot. See? That's the spirit. Let's go. This feels a bit like old times. Me dragging you to take a break because you got sucked into your work. I still remember the time I found you passed out on top of your notes. I called your name and you sat up with a pen capsule stuck to your cheek. Oh sure, you're not nearly as bad about it now, but it seems I have to keep my eye on you still. Sure, you can talk about classes. It's better than you actively working on anything. Last time we were on the phone, you were talking about that audition process, right? Still, I don't see how they could need any more time to see that you're the option they should go with. So that explains the vigorous practice. You have nothing to worry about. You're an incredibly talented performer. You wouldn't have gotten into the school in the first place if you weren't. We both know how competitive Vivified schools can be, especially when they're not focused on studying magic. You're not there by mistake. You're there because you belong. And in a few days, you're going to nail that final audition and get that solo that is rightfully yours. What? What is it? If it's nothing, then why not just talk about it? I don't mind that it's school stuff. Talk to me. Saint. We're best friends for a reason. You should be able to come to me with any problem. There's never been something we couldn't handle together. You can talk to me. You shouldn't hold your problems inside like that. You know this, don't you? Exactly. So please, talk to me. Tell me what's on your mind. What about the audition? Your competition? What's this person like? Are they a classmate of yours? Has he said anything directly to you? What sort of things has he said? He said you were wasting your time competing. Really? That hardly seems appropriate. Is there nothing that can be done about it? I see. Saying all I do is worry about you. And if it's enough to bother you, it isn't something you should have to deal with. It's not fair that you have worked so hard, only for pricks like him to try and tear you down. Someone ought to be able to do something. Anything that that would make him think twice about saying something like that. Just, can you imagine someone like him being knocked down a peg for once? He probably feels untouchable, second to none, but all it would take is one time, one instance where he's reminded that he's far from invincible, that the same distress he inflicts onto others can be turned right back onto him. I doubt it would take much in the first place. All it would take is one moment where someone disrupts that foundation he's gotten comfortable standing on. It'd be enough to knock him off of his high horse permanently. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't intend to get carried away with my little hypothetical. I'm talking about your audition, Saint. You being awarded that solo will be more than enough to show him up. What are you talking about? You know you have the talent. Where's this doubt coming from? Is it because of what he said to you? Okay. It looks like I'm going to have to intervene myself. What's happening is we are going to sit on your kitchen floor together until the effect of this jerk's words wears off. I'm waiting still. How long have you been studying music? That's right, years. Longer than we've even known each other. Do you think, in all that time, you earned all these awards, won all these competitions, performed in all these venues by accident? Of course not. That's just your brain trying to psych itself out. There is no reason why you can't do this. Here, give me your hand. You know you've got this. I know you've got this. Because you've proven time and time again that you can step up to the plate. You are the strongest person I know. No matter what happens, you always push through. I'm sure things have been hard lately. For all those achievements, I know there were dozens of sleepless nights, hours of studying and work, plenty of turned down opportunities for the sake of others. It's exhausting to reflect on, leaving you wondering if any of it was worth it. It's in those moments when doubt starts to creep in that you have to push even harder, because in the end, it will be worth it. You'll be able to look back on all that time and effort and perseverance and know that you're not here by some mistake. You're here because you carved out that spot for yourself. As long as you stay focused on these goals you're striving for, nothing can stop you, especially not the petty words from some inconsequential classmate. At the rate you're going, I know he'll be begging for a single word with you someday. I'm positive. You know I know you best, Saint. You just have to trust me. What would you do without me? I feel like we've been this way since we met. I still remember that shy kid looking for an empty seat to sit on that first day of class. If we hadn't had to pay attention, I'm certain we would have spent the entire day talking. Do you ever think about that? It's so wild how close we are after all this time. No matter how many people either of us have met or spent time with, we always find our way back to each other. It doesn't matter how many times we part ways or get separated, because I always find my way back to you. It'll always be the two of us, me and my saint. What you call sappy, I consider sentimental. It comes easily when I think of you. Look at me, Saint. Don't worry about that guy. All you need to do is focus on your audition. He'll be dealt with in due time. I'm certain of it. Why are you squeezing my hand? I missed you too, more than you'll ever know. A request just came in. I don't have to go if you want me to stay. Just say the word and I'll stay right here with you. Okay, I promise it won't be long before I'm back at your side. I'll make sure everything falls into place for us. Don't forget to lock this. You wouldn't want the wrong person getting in.